So Jody, tell the people a little bit about where you're born, where you're from, how you got to Dundee where you are right now. What was the trail?
So
The
it's
trade.
actually a little full circle moment. I was born in Dundee,
Hey,
um, and then when I was 2, I moved to London. Well, not even London. It was like outskirts of London. So like I say London, but it's not really. So I moved there when I was 2, and then when I was 11, that's when I hopped on a plane and moved to Tanzania. Spent 7 beautiful years there,
hold on,
and
hold on, hold on. Why did you go to Tanzania? You're in England and you just going to Tanzania. Why?
Mm.
Give us
What
some.
so
happened? What happened?
so my dad worked for this company. What was it called? I don't even know. I don't even remember. JTI, I think. Y'all won't know it, but that's where he worked. And he comes home one day and he's like, "We might be moving to Africa." He said Africa because a lot of UK just call it Africa. And I
Yeah.
was like, "What?" And how old was I? I was 11 years old. I'm this 11-year-old little girl from UK that's had absolutely no proper insight as to what it's like to live in any country in Africa. So I'm like, I just know, stuff in the news. I'm like, what? No, like I don't want to move to Africa, like
Yeah.
all this stuff.
Just distant savage
But,
land.
No, sir.
so I think he got a promotion. I think he was wanting a bit of a change. We were meant to move to Australia, but that didn't happen. So I think when he got offered this promotion, he was like, "All right, we're gonna do it." I remember my parents went for 2 weeks, or no, how long did they go for? I don't know. They went to like look at it, see what Tanzania was like and everything. They came back, said we were moving, and I was like, ugh. I remember the first day that we landed in Dar.
Mm.
I was in the taxi on the way home from the airport. We stop at the traffic lights and all, those people come up to the windows, trying to sell stuff, asking for money, all that stuff. Bruh, I was so, like, it was a massive culture shock for me. I was like, where
For
am
sure.
I?
Um,
I was like, what
yeah.
is going on? And the first place that we stayed was Protea Apartments or something like
South
that.
side. Mad.
Dude, that place was ratchet. There was cockroaches. Like it was not
Oh,
good. Like it was not good. Ratchet. There was cockroaches. Like it was not good. Like it was not good. And I remember my dad was on the phone to his boss or to someone that he was dealing with, saying, "We're not staying here. Like what if like blah, blah." And the next day we moved to DoubleTree.
Okay. Okay.
So
are
then
Nice
it
these
was
double
are
tree.
these are these the Protea apartments, the ones in town?
nah, the ones next to Little
Little
Theater.
theater. Okay, yeah, that's
Yeah.
where we stayed as well.
Bruh, we did not get a good room, or we're just very unlucky with that night. And I remember I told my dad I hated him.
Yo, what? Because you moved to
Time out.
Africa.
Time
Nah,
out.
Pause.
dude,
Wait.
no, cause okay, that was a really tough night, cause
Oof.
I was in what, year 6. I was finally like, I was just like this little British girl. I was finally I was about to start high school with my friends. I was like, you're taking me away from my friends. Like that. I'm not gonna lie. Like when we landed, like we just, domino effect of just bad things happening. I was just not happy. I was like, you ruined my life. Like you took
Oh
me
my
away from
god.
my friends. Cause like I didn't really know what he was getting us into, and the experience that I had just wasn't. It was just a major culture shock for me, and like I'm really like it's not nice for me to admit that, but I was a really
Makes sense.
Mm.
uneducated, but also just very naive, like kind of ignorant little white girl. I was like, where am I? Like, what is happening?
Yeah, yeah.
And
So how
then
long
I started school and I met everyone. And I was happy. So
Mm.
how long did it take you to finally be like, I'm happy
Yeah.
here, or
This is where it's at.
this will do.
um I missed England for a really long time. I missed my friends. I don't really know. I think it took me a couple of years to get settled, like I'm not gonna lie. Like I made friends and like I was having fun. I was like happy in moments. Well, not in moments, but like it definitely took me a couple of years to actually properly settle. But then once I did settle, I was happy.
That's funny because your experience, I feel like it parallels quite well with like Jimmy and I, because when we were living in Mali before we came to Tanzania, right, for like 8 years or something. So I'm like 15 and Jimmy is 12, 13, and we knew we were gonna go to Tanzania, But due to like unrest in Mali and stuff, like there was a coup d'état. Basically, our parents were like, "I bet we leaving in 3 days."
That's also why we arrived. Like we came in April. Like I was in seventh grade and we came April, like the most random time of the year. Like
Oh.
I remember teachers didn't really
Yeah,
know if they should grade me because it's like 3 months of my of my years. It was so
Oh.
strange, man. But yeah, it was also very sudden.
And so we pulled up to Protea, like we pulled up to a different place, and then we went to Protea Apartments. I'm gonna assume that it improved a lot from when you were there, because I thought it was quite all right, you know. Um, but basically, I had the same as you. Like my mom would tell me, like, "Nah, you can't do this, or you can't do something." And I'll be like, "For real? You just brought me to this country. I ain't even asked to come here. I didn't ask to come here, and now you're gonna tell me I can't do something?" I was like, really, at that time, I was really acting up towards my mom. So I thought it was funny that you were just
Dude,
like,
Mm.
I hate my dad, you know?
I remember at Protea Hotel particularly, man. You try to leave the house with like cigarettes or something. Oh, mom walked down the stairs. She caught you. She said, "Where you going, young man?" You stayed
Oh,
home that night.
Rebellious teenage years, man.
a lot of beef, bro. There was a lot of beef, man.
Yeah.
I feel like that's any time that you feel like you get uprooted, you know what I mean? And like you go into this whole new experience. But I feel like now we have all of us, we have like the advantage that like, we can go to a new place and be fine and like be
Mm.
okay with like leaving somewhere. So in that sense, it was hard a couple times, but like now in a way we like used to it. So we have the benefit of that for any time in the future when we got a dip, we'll go somewhere else.
Mm.
Sure, man.
Definitely. Yeah,
Yes,
I say to my dad, like, I'm so thankful that he made that decision for us to go there. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't have had it any other way. And it's funny because when you're younger, you don't really understand. Like your parents do things and they make these decisions, and you're like, what? And you don't really understand. And they're like, trust me, like this is the best for you. And you're like, no, like I know what's best for me. Like, duh. And then you actually grow up, and you're like, yeah, okay, maybe you were right.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.